like it. All right. Now let's do hips. And you'll see her leg jump. Right? Did you see it? Let's do it one more time. Everybody watch. This leg jump. Ready? Okay. This might get the bottom leg, so everybody watch this one, okay? Got it. Nina back for Nina's third visit, and Yasmin is the owner. Nina's a senior dog coming in at 15 years, right?
Yep.
Hold on, my toe just cramped. Oh my gosh. I'm taking my shoe off. Listen. Ah.
I would crack your own bones.
Yeah. I just got a cramp. All right, look at that. That's fun, right? Let's not edit that out. All right, I'm gonna leave that shoe off. I'll just take both shoes off. All right. Wow, that was so weird. So, let that foot go flat. We can all have a laugh about that in the comments section. I told you I don't edit these unless I have a technical issue where I have to edit. In my human channel, we sometimes, if I'm doing a craniofacial release, I let someone get up and blow their nose, and we might cut away for that, but otherwise we don't edit or cut. So I wanted to do a little body work today. So
okay.
We're going to do some light adjusting,
Mm-hmm.
If that's okay with you guys. And I also want to do a little massage today and work in some muscles. And what have you noticed now? You were here a week ago, correct?
Yeah. She's sitting up more. You did that pectoral adjustment,
Mm-hmm.
and the last time we were here, she actually started raising her head. Now she's actually sitting up.
Okay.
Whereas she was lying out like this, flat, 99% of the time.
Okay. And you said her arms used to be straight in this position, but now she can bend them a little bit.
There's a bend in the elbows now.
And here you can hand me the camera so you don't have to get up, Roger. So
there's a bend in her elbows now, whereas like this was always straight out.
Totally straight. Okay. But now she can bend, so that's good. Does she still eat lying on her belly?
She eats lying down.
Okay.
I don't have to give her a flat dish. I can give her like a bowl.
Okay.
Because she's can be above the food now.
Oh, did she used to need a flat dish?
A flat, very.
So we've raised.
Yes.
She has a little bit of posturing,
Yes.
right? To pop up a little bit.
Exactly.
Okay. So nothing crazy, right? I mean, I'm not gonna lie and say like, oh my God, but it's enough that brings you back, right?
It's enough also to make her life a little easier.
Okay.
And she's been walking more. Every day is slightly different.
Okay.
Some days she can walk.
Mm-hmm.
She's been placing her weak foot that she used to drag. She's actually been placing it. It's very slow.
Okay, and that was the one that had the 0 proprioceptive response.
Yes.
And we'll recheck that after she gets up in a minute. Now that she's in a nice, comfortable position, I'll just follow her where she's at now. Meaning, I'm not going to change her position. I'll work with her where she's like in a comfortable position. But when we can later in the video, we'll test to see when I knuckle her paw down if she has any sense of where that paw is. And a dog should correct it because that's not a comfortable position. So when you take their paw and flip it over, they should put it right back. Oh, sorry, baby. And we got 0 of that on one foot.
Yeah.
The other, we got barely any
Anything,
sign.
yeah.
And then sometimes it responds a little bit to the adjustment, but not for long, right?
No.
It fades.
Yeah, and also like she's been walking a little more. But sometimes the back legs don't know where each other are.
Okay.
So like sometimes she'll step on the other foot, or they'll be like right next to each other.
And that's proprioception also, because proprioception has to do with body placement. And I described this in one of Nina's earlier videos, but like when a police person has you get out of the car and foot just wants to cramp on me, and has you point place your fingertip to your nose with your eyes closed. When you're drunk, the toxicity of the alcohol messes up that part of the brain transmission, and you would have a difficult time, touching things. So in a dog's case with her ailment, we can test it just here in the room, but you'll see it in actual movement because she doesn't get that gait placement, which is important. A little recap in case this is the only video you've seen with Nina, is back in July, I guess it was, right? She had some type of injury, and it left her from where she used to walk 1.5 to 2 miles a day down to nothing. And all right, so let me just may I work with you, Nina? She might not answer verbally, but may I work with your dog? Okay, good. Hopefully this foot will relax soon. So one of the areas that we were looking at was she definitely is a little hunched up here when she walks, and she has a difficult time with these back legs. So we definitely look at the thoracolumbar junction through the lumbars, and I even did a little tail traction last time. I'm gonna throw a leg over just so I can get comfortable. And I think
when she got hurt, she hit this part of her spine.
That was the spot that she hurt.
So, yeah.
All right, so I'm up here and I'm gonna massage a little bit. See if she wakes up from this. And I'm working in through the hips. So here's the pelvis. Here's the hip down here. I'm palpating and finding everything. And now I'm on a muscle knot here. Now, I think the last 2 videos I had my other activator. This is an activator also. This is their 5th generation. So if you go to activator.com, you could see a short video on their home screen that shows a little bit of the technology and the history and the research behind this type of instrument. But this instrument comes with a whole technique. And I first studied the technique when I was in chiropractic school and went through all their levels of training before I graduated and finished at their advanced level. That was back in 1995, 1996, and so the instrument that I had in the last video is still in pristine condition and would be, how many years is that, 28 years old or something. Now this one I got in 2018, and it's an electronic version of it where you touch a little button and it does a little tap, 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 and it does move the bone. It's not an electric current or anything, it's just an impactor. So sometimes I like the original one with dogs because the sound of it doesn't scare them as much as this sound. The impact is exactly the same if I do an appropriate setting, but the I left it at home. I usually leave that one at home, so when friends and family come visit, I have at least one of those at home. And I leave
you
that.
tap them.
Yeah, well, just when they walk in the door, I get them. No, usually everybody that comes to visit me, not that they expect it, but they know they're going to get an adjustment.
They expect it.
If you ever come to my house, you'll see. I'll grab you and
one for the road.
Give you an adjustment. No, I ask them and they say, and they say that. So I'm up on the hip, I'm massaging, and I'm working through here. She doesn't have a lot of muscularity in this part of her body. So these are the muscles that run down the back, the longissimus, the spinalis, iliocostalis, and they're groups of 3 on left and right. And hers are very atrophied, a little weak, and that happens with senior dogs, senior people. So I'm massaging. I'm going to feel the atlas. Hi, baby. I'm going to be up here for a minute, okay? And this was that right side. So I'm going to do a little bit of, I hope it doesn't spook her too much. But let's put this off to the side now. I'm waiting for those to blink and set up. It's on a second setting, which I might move down to the first setting first. And here's the sound. Not bad. Look at her. Okay. So maybe she's not going to react to this one. So here, touch this spot. Feel how bony this spot is. Use the softest fingers you can. But right there, do you feel that sticking out?
Yeah.
So that's the, and it's right in here. Right there. Right there.
Yeah.
Okay, that shouldn't be jutting out so much.
Oh.
And the neck can affect the whole body down. So we are going to work on the obvious spots here, but the neck is not as obvious unless you study the nervous system. Then you would understand that these are almost like the circuit breakers up here. And I'm on the very lightest setting. Got it. And one in here. Look how light this is.
Oh.
Soft.
You can barely
It's
feel
almost imperceptible, right? But look at your finger does here. Hang it down this way. It does move it.
Yeah.
Just a millimeter.
Just like
That's all I need to take pressure off the nerves. Now, I'm going to have this all wrong, okay? Because I'm not like the big research guy. But here, look at me for a second. So sometime I think in the 60s, there was this Dr. Suh, S-U-H is how I would look it up. And he did a study, I think, at the University of Colorado. He did research. But the basic takeaway, and I'm sure I'm messing this up, but the concept is correct, okay? Which is the weight of a little coin, like a dime, a United States dime, which is our smallest little coin. If that was putting pressure on my hand, I would hardly feel it if I just lay it on my hand. But that much pressure pushing with the bone and the tissue into a nerve is enough to reduce its function up to 60%. So the thing is, even though you'll watch my human channel and I do these big adjustments, you only need to move the bone a millimeter to affect the nervous system. And my veterinarian teachers, when I studied animal chiropractic, often, I loved how they described it. They said that they visualize the spinal and the skeleton as little levers to manipulate the nervous system that lies underneath. So if the nervous system is stressed or impinged or encroached or obstructed, they would use the levers of the bones as little handles to move and optimize the position. So now I'm down into the shoulders, and I'm gonna, since I'm off the neck, I'm gonna go up to position 2. And I can do that with the older instrument too, but there's you hand dial it in. Got it.
So the skeleton system basically protects the nervous system.
Correct. And another thing that we forget, and I mean it's so obvious, but we don't wrapping our brains would be a pun. We don't. We have a disconnect with the concept that the brain and the spinal cord are actually one piece. And if you were real clever at autopsy or dissection, you would probably be able to lift the whole thing out.
Yeah.
And you would see a brain with this long tail. Now you'd have to cut away the nerve root so you could release it, but you would have a brain with this long tail, right? And it comes down, and at the end, this actually goes from a core to tendrils. And the tendrils are called cauda equina. In Latin, that's horse's tail. So that's really cool because the spine actually turns to spindles or little threads at the end, and it goes inside the sacrum and even has attachments all the way to the coccygeal segment, which is the tail. So when I pull on the tail and I get some tension and pull, I'm actually pulling on the whole spinal cord and affecting cerebral spinal fluid. So with humans that get chronic headaches, there's a million things to ask them, but if they've ever had a fall onto their tailbone, I sometimes will adjust the coccyx for a chronic headache, which is the tailbone or the tip of the butt for a chronic headache, and get results because I'm going to actuate more cerebral spinal fluid to pump up through sacral motion, up the spinal cord, through the ventricles of the brain, and back down again. So I look at both ends. And some of the dural or attachments in the upper cervicals on all species that have vertebrae will get the most torque at the neck, and it can twist it all the way back down. So the torque on the dura or the sheath of the spinal cord will twist, and pressurize the nerves and the nerve roots all the way down to the end. And that's why sometimes we'll see when we adjust the pole on a horse or the upper cervicals on a dog, they'll get better function in their rear end also because you're affecting the whole nervous system.
Well, she's been moving her tail more.
Yeah, so that's good. So we're getting, I'm sorry, my foot's in the way. So now I'm going to adjust some of the stuff down here. And I'm finding this spot. It's a weird angle, so I have to kind of follow her where she is. And I'm doing sacral base. And what I feel is the tuber sacralis, which is landmarks on the iliums, and I come in between. You'll see her legs jump. So watch her leg at the same time. There we go. So I'm on these big reflex points. I'm going to pull the tail up. And how's her stool look?
Fun.
Are they well formed?
Yeah.
It's not like clumping up and getting diarrhea around the anus. Coming up here, I'm doing some just ones that I find, and let's do base of the neck too. There you go, babe. All right, so now I'm going to do a little traction like I did with the tail. So I'm pulling and embracing. So I'm holding here and I'm pulling away. Kind of like supporting here on this edge here and stretching away. Support and elongate or traction. So let's do a little more. Good. I like it. All right. Now let's do hips. And you'll see her leg jump. Right? Did you see it? Let's do it one more time. Everybody watch. This leg jump. Ready? Okay. This might get the bottom leg, so everybody watch this one, okay? Got it. Got it.
She's been running in her sleep.
Really?
The back legs have been moving.
That's great. You should, if she lets you, you should pump her legs a little bit too.
Yeah, the bicycle?
Yeah, so just keep her moving. Because that way they stay active and alive even when they don't feel so alive. Now I'm really palpating now strong because in a minute I'm going to have her stand up, so I don't care if she wakes up now. And I'm looking for stuck spots. I hope this doesn't make her cry out, but I'm really testing each segment now much deeper. One more, baby. And get this one too. And one more. Good, let's take this leg back. All right. Good. rubbing into the iliopsoas. And bring the leg forward, bring the leg back, bring it through my leg. Let's grab the other one. Let's see if she'll go to her side. Does she like that or no?
The other one is more tender. I think she hurt the
Which
right
one?
The right.
Okay, the other one. All right. I know this is taking a long time, and this one might be a little boring for some people. I hope not. But, you know, this is what we do. Okay, this is the session. Each little phalange, little fingers and toes, right? Little toes. And that's your tender one, baby. Okay. So what could happen when you don't have control over that back leg? Now, the back right is the worst one, right?
The back left, well, right now they're running parallel.
Okay. But that one maybe because of favoring took too much.
Yeah.
Too much. Too much stress. So I'm pulling the legs through again, stretching, elongating, and. But you could do these little pumping things, you know, where you bicycle them a little bit.
She likes the stretching a lot.
Yeah, so look, we're doing a little bicycle stuff. Bring the leg up, bring it back. There we go. I like to do one leg at a time. And now I'm holding the pelvis on one side and stretching. And now holding this and stretching. Ooh, that's a bad spot.
Yeah.
That one woke her up. All right, so she was like, what was that? But let me see if I can release some of that.
Sometimes when she goes to lay down, she splays, and then she gets to a certain point where she throws her hip to one side and her legs will go to the other side.
Right.
But sometimes she doesn't do it in time, so her legs sort of end up in a split position.
Yeah.
So then she can't get out of it.
Let's do this arm. Okay, baby. Let's do your shoulder. I'm gonna lift the shoulder in. Ooh, that's a bad one. So she has a shoulder thing too.
Yeah.
Right.
I think that arm has been taking the brunt of all the body.
So I'm gonna do anterior humerus. I'm gonna come back here, scapula.
Oh, I didn't like that one.
That she's got a lot of pain up in here.
Yeah.
So let's do the nerves that run down into that shoulder, and this one too. Got it. All right. All right. All right. Time to get her up, and we're gonna test that back proprioception. So you're gonna come up close and help me like you did last time. So we're gonna be under her like a sling, and I'm gonna put this foot down. Okay. First of all, she knows I'm touching this foot, right? Do you see that she pulls it away? And it's laying there. Okay, so let's do it again. She's doing a little correction. I wouldn't give this a 0 anymore on this back left, but the back left was the one that we said might have a little bit, right?
This one was the one that had no reaction at all.
Which one, the left?
Yes.
So we're getting a little reaction. It's not great. I'm not going to lie and make it sound like it's better than it is. But look, she does know that I'm touching it. And not much. She's aware of it. So that's something. And let's do this one. Can you guys see this from here? So this one, I put the toe down and she corrects it. I put the toe down and it's delayed. It's not fantastic. This is not a perfect score. Try it on your dog. Try it on your horse. Horses know when you're touching their feet, their hoofs, right? So we're getting it. Here, do the front for us, Yasmin. So she's very aware of the front, right?
Yeah.
Do you see that? She's flipping those back. Do you see how quick she flips those back, everyone? That's correct. It's an annoying test. It's not a pleasurable test for the dog. But what happens in the back when she has no concept that you're flipping her foot over? So do the other side now. and I can't see, but what's happening, she's very aware of it, right?
Yeah.
And she's correcting the placement
Yeah, right away.
right away. So, look, and she's not as splayed in the front right now. Do you
No.
notice?
No.
So let me let her go for a second, and she'll take a wider base in the front because
Yeah.
she's not better yet. But let's see her move around a little bit. Can she walk a little bit? Let's see what happens. Boy, I have like all these foot cramps today.
Do you want to take a walk?
I need you to work on me, Nina.
Oh, there she is. You want to lay down?
Oh,
There you go. Yeah, you
little stepping. She's stepping. Oh, you're so cute. Come back this way, baby. Come on this way. Can you call her?
Come, Nina. Come. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come. Come.
So what does that look like to you, Yasmin? Not as wide in the front.
No.
A little foot placement, even though it's halted.
Yeah.
It's like almost like you know, when a horse has that string halt.
Good girl.
You know, a little
Yeah.
string halt.
Yeah.
Which affects horses neurologically, where they step like this.
It's almost like she's thinking about everything.
Yeah. But she's putting those feet down.
Yeah.
Not much, but a little bit.
Well, this back left foot, she was not placing at all previously.
She's still bending to the left, right?
Yeah. The back right is taking most of the weight for the
And that's probably why she also threw off one of the back feet got tender. All right, everybody, we are going to keep going with this, right? You're coming back?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so you're even coming back this week, right? Yeah, awesome. Thanks for watching. Give Nina some love. She definitely needs some.
Yes.
Okay, thanks. Let's see her leg jump. Right? Did you see it? Let's do it one more time. Everybody watch this leg jump. Ready?